Air Raid is a strange-looking blue cartridge for the Atari 2600 with a T-shaped handle on top, which sold recently on eBay for $31,600. It was called maybe the most expensive game of all time, even more than NES Stadium Events, which also sold on eBay for $40,000, but rumor has it the actual price that it was exchanged for was much, much less. The great irony of it all was the fact that it hit the auction block when? Just before April Fool's Day. When else could have a one-of-a-kind, the most expensive game ever hit the internet? The auction turned out to be the real McCoy. The list of known Air Raid carts available is very small, and this is known to be the only surviving complete in-box version. To the game collector, these stories of crazy expensive games are fascinating. It's kind of fun to look at a situation like this and wonder how we got here. One theory is that big-time collectors pay big money to keep the ROM from becoming available on the internet, therefore bringing the dollar value of the game way down. However, in the case of Air Raid, the ROM is already openly distributed on AtariAge.com. So, what is it about Air Raid that makes it so special, apart from having a wacky baby blue cart? Well, Wikipedia was no help. Apparently the game was made by a company called Menavision back in 1982. The controls with the joystick and not with the paddle. AtariAge uses it as an example in their rarity key, denoting it as the Atari Grail. But there isn't even a title on the cartridge. Truth be told, it says that it's a super limited release, and that's really what it boils down to. Switch.com, also with a couple other sources, printed that this big seller is one of only 13 known copies that have survived. But all that aside, let's talk about what we do now. Well, thanks to me having magical powers of magic, let's take a look at the game. Yep, worth every penny. Oh yeah, baby. So basically, you shoot these ships with your ship, and as their bullets rain down, they slowly demolish the buildings in this weird moving city. Well, you know, one thing that sticks out is that the buildings slowly get demolished. It kind of makes you feel like you're playing in a city, and then the city kind of goes to heck. Once the city gets destroyed, then that's the end of the game. That or you lose all your ships. It's kind of like a cross between Defender and Missile Command. But for the price that it costs for this game, why not just buy a copy of Defender and a copy of Missile Command? Heck, for that price, why not just buy arcade cabinets for Defender and Missile Command? Also, I'd like to point out that these spaceships look a little bit like steamboats in dry dock. The whole thing kind of plays like an unfinished game. Well, that's Air Raid. Big news on the Atari front, I guess. Not really a bad game, but it's held to a higher standard because of the price tag and because of the attention it's getting lately. The truth is, it's okay, but there are better Atari games you can get for cheaper, like Berserk, or Asteroids, or Dark Cavern, or Laser Blast, or Lock and Chase, or Pac-Man Jr., or Yar's Revenge, or Frogger, or Missile Command, etc., etc. Well, I'll say this. I'm happy that the Air Raid phenomenon has drawn so much attention to the Atari, because as an Atari fan myself, it's nice to see the old system get a little bit more love. Despite this fact, this game sucks!
I need to